Yes, people, it's your one and only Big King again, out here, episode 5, keeping them coming. You get what I'm saying? Trying to keep the momentum going. But yeah, I just want to do a couple of shout outs still to Big Ego Media, because my man's been doing some talks, man, and he's been inspiring me. Hence why you see King in the camera, getting more confidence and all that, car. I'm just watching certain people's progress, man, and I'm feeling it. Also, Gangster Times, that's like the local news. For me, better than Central News and ITN News, to be fair, car. Them man tell you the real stories all over, from Ireland to Scotland to local, what's going on in Birmingham, London, Manchester. And you man are doing some good work. Also, bigging up Scar City Studios.
Yo, this is the Scar City Studios YouTube channel.
Car, yo, my man's information is vital. I am using your information as well, sir. And I thank you very much, because it's keeping me up to date and current with everything that's going on right now. And speaking of Scar City Studios, my brother put an interesting thing on there a couple of weeks ago. And obviously, I've been highlighting a lot of things that's been going on in America. But I also want to show now what's going on our own soil. Why people feel like they need to protest and be out there. Yo, run that clip for me, please. Yo, so, did you see what I seen? And this man has only been taken off duty. It is a few weeks old, so he may have been suspended, but only taken off duty. That young man was going shot for his mum. So you imagine his mum's asked him to go and get some milk. And because this guy is a suspected drug dealer, this man thinks he can kick him, clothesline him on the floor. Now, let me ask you something. What would that police officer do if somebody done that to his son? What would be the response? What would be the outcome if that person got caught and found guilty if somebody done that to his son? This is when I'm talking about justice. If you're gonna do something, make it equal. Like, I ain't saying if a black guy done that and that was a black police officer, then he should get done for it. That is called abuse of power. That's what that is called, abuse of power. They get given a badge, and me being a security guard, I've seen it in my own place of work. You give certain man a badge, and it goes to their head. You man know who you are, but that's here and there. I'm saying that police officer was bang out of order. Now moving on to something even more serious, because at least that young man is still here to tell the story. Now I'm moving to Shukra Abdi. Now this young girl, basically, as far as the information that I've read and seen, was a young girl going to school, and she was being bullied, picked on, and then one day, apparently, she's walked into the water and she's drowned, no longer here. Now this is a young girl that had a phobia for water, scared of water. So who in their right mind would go by water that they're scared of and even go into a knee length, a river at that, not a pool, a river. Now I'm a big man and I can swim, and I don't go into the river because it just doesn't look like a safe place to swim. If I can't see the bottom, I'm not going in there. And I know the rivers that run through England. You can't see the bottom of the floor, so who would go in these rivers? So, as a dad of 2 girls, it don't sit well with me. Because when you look at something like Madeleine McCann, rest in peace Madeleine, they are still inquiring to this day. And I'm sure they've got a suspect in Germany now. They never gave up.
Why would she be in the river up to her knees playing with these friends when she has a fear of water and she cannot swim? It does not add up. They closed the case, but are we not still continuing with Miss Madeleine McCann?
So if that was my daughter personally, I would need more than answers than it was an accident. Because even the school has changed its name now. So it just seems to me like it's been brushed under the carpet, and you can't brush something as serious as that under the carpet. Because as I said, me personally, I would not let that rest until I had answers, proper answers. And that school and the police force owe that mother a lot of answers. So Shukti Abdi, rest in peace. Say hello to my mum for me. Oh, she'll take care of you. She's a good woman. Yeah, but I hope that we get the answers that we deserve. And then going on from that case to the next case with the 2 sisters that were found murdered in a park. Nicole Smallman and Bibba Henry. Now, things like the family reported their loved ones missing. There was no response. So the family got that worried, that desperate, that they went out and searched for them themselves. Eventually, the family found the bodies. Now, I don't want to imagine what that must have felt like. They phoned the police to deal with the matter of the situation, what they had found. They even found a murder weapon. Now, like, after that, the police have phoned them to apologize. And now you ask yourself, apologize for what? These officers were at the murder scene, taking selfies at the murder scene, sending it around their WhatsApp groups. Now, like, I'm the kind of guy that, like, if you're gonna be investigating a crime, like, where do selfies even come into it? Apology can't even make that better. You know what will make it better? Finding the murderer. That's the priority of the whole situation. Because if you rewind time, and I bring up a name called Stephen Lawrence, it has the same traits, like it's heading in the same direction.
I cannot imagine any allegation more serious really against the police. It is very, very important that we establish as fast as possible what went on. Was there a campaign to undermine those who were fighting for justice for Stephen Lawrence?
And do you realise how long it took to find, not even find the murderers, because I had the murderers from the jump. They knew who done it. But the investigation was so lackluster that evidence got disappeared. You just do the research into the Stephen Lawrence, because I watched the documentary on it the other day, just to refresh my brain, because this case brought that back up to me. And the similarities of the pattern that it's following, it's not right. It's like I said, we're not even second-class citizens sometimes. Any ethnic background or lower class life, people that are on benefits, people that live on the council estates, black, Asian, all sorts of ethnic backgrounds, we're not treated right. Now, I'm not saying that this family was from any poor background. Just the fact that they were ethnic minority is important enough for me. But it's just showing you the police culture and the importance of things that they do. Like I said, I've been talking about a lot of things that happen in America, but these 3 stories that I've just spoke about are on British soil. Now you close your eyes and imagine that any of them people there were your family. Would you not want this investigated and somebody found guilty for this? And not just somebody and anybody, the actual people that actually done it. Because let's remember, they only locked up 2 people for the Stephen Lawrence thing. And we all know they weren't the only 2 involved. So I'm just saying, like, something as deep and serious as that, show it some respect, man. Show us some respect. They deserve more. Next topic right now. I'm not really a politician and all them thing there, you know. So I'm going to break down some economics for you. How this thing really works. It will be tied into the Monopoly game that I'm going to explain this thing on. But this is like, not what you know, but who you know. If you follow politics, even if you don't, you can get an understanding of this. Like, you have a man called Robert Jenrick. I think I said his name right. Basically, this man is in charge of housing and land and all these things. The man can tick off the boxes. So, a guy called Mr. Desmond, not the barber, by the way, asked this man for a favor, like, yo, I need some land signing off. Because if I don't get this land signed off, people are going to have to pay £45 million in taxes, and we don't want to have to do that. So Mr. Desmond now, I was like, yo, bro, hold this 12 grand. All of a sudden, paperwork gets signed off. This is what I'm saying now, people. Like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. If you've got people in the right places, the right things happen for you. And like I said, us as black people, we don't have nobody in the right places. And there is some hard workers out there. There's nurses, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's barristers, there's judges. Black people are not just criminals. We are always willing to work, willing to put our lives on the line. As I said, you know how many people have died in the NHS. So all we're asking for, people, is a seat at the table and to have some of the cake. But just look at that thing and you tell me what you think of this Robert Jenrick. And I said, this show isn't just about talking about the good, the bad. It's about talking about everything. Black, white, Asian problems, politics, sports, films, movies, whatever's going on. Also, I've got to talk about as well. Like, I've been watching a few things on Netflix. If you want to know about, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Watch the Jeffrey Epstein documentary. Also, people, like, if you really want to see, like, the comparisons in white privilege life and black lives that nobody really cares about, go onto Netflix and please watch these 2 documentaries back to back. Watch the Jeffrey Epstein documentary, and then after that, watch the Kalief Browder documentary. And the funny thing about the Kalief Browder documentary, Harvey Weinstein was involved in making it. And we all know what he done. But please watch these 2 documentaries. And you can see night and day and how people are treated when they've got money and live at the very top, and a black person that can't even afford to get themselves off bail for something that they didn't do. But please watch these 2 shows and give me some feedback and tell me what you think. Yes, people, it's your one and only king. One love. Keep the energy positive. And also, yo, man, I got the merchandise coming out soon, you know. We got the I Am King Fisherman. We got the I Am King sliders. Bought for yours truly on Father's Day by his kids. So, yo, also got the t-shirt. You get what I'm saying? But yo, people, man, keep the energy positive, man. Let's get out of this. Let's get off lockdown. Let's stay in our yards. Let's this thing really, really go down before we come out and party. Let's stop going to the beaches. Yeah? Yo, King signing out. One love. Peace.
Filthy gears.